Welcome back. You'll have to bear with me. My allergies are in full force, so I am really, really nasally this morning. But I don't know. The weather here has been awful. Excuse me. We have had all four seasons last week, and right now it is cold. You're going to be looking at my electric fireplace. I got the heat going on it. Kind of where I started from, right? But it's cold. So I got my furnace going, and I had the air going last week. Don't know what's going on with the weather. But anyways, I did say that last weekend when I was off work that I wanted to put out some videos. I wanted to work on those because I wanted to talk about some things that were going on, and I just didn't get a chance to do that. And then I thought I was going to get a chance this week, and it just didn't happen. I just, got crazy busy. So it's early Saturday morning. I'm sitting here drinking my coffee, and when I mean early, I mean really early. So I decided to go ahead and do this video, and I wanted to try to do a few other ones on the topics I wanted to talk about, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to put out any other videos this weekend. We'll just see. I can only do them as I have time to do them, but as you can see on my thumbnail, and I know I'm behind, I am so behind on the topics that have already happened and I want to talk about, but we are going to talk about what happened with CJ. We are, because even though some people don't want it discussed, right? I mean, certain people are allowed to talk about it, but others aren't. In their eyes, it played out on social media for everybody to see, right? So we are going to talk about it. Now, I'm not going to talk about exactly what happened because we know what happened. Now, I did not see the video that CJ put out. And I don't know if I need to put a trigger warning. I will say trigger warning, but because we are talking about self-harming and unaliving, but like I said, I did not see personally. The video was already pulled or taken down or privated or whatever happened. So I didn't see that. Many others did. And like I said, there's a lot of people that do not want this to be talked about. But CJ put it out there. Now, I want to say the most important thing is that CJ is okay. That's the most important thing. And it seems like, or I'm hoping, that she is getting the help that she needs. And my thoughts and prayers are with CJ. Like I said, the most important out of all of this is that she's okay. Now, when something is put out by a person for everybody to see, it's going to be talked about. And it's going to be talked about by everybody. Friends, quote, enemies, especially when names are said. And this is my opinion. the people that, when names are mentioned, in my opinion, they have every right to say, whoa, wait a minute. Because that is a big burden to carry, right? For somebody wanting to hurt themselves or unalive themselves because of certain people. So they have every right to talk about that. Because, they might have to step back and say, could I have been a trigger? Because I am going to say this. And again, this is my opinion. I do believe that, excuse me, and I might say this a little bit later on. I do believe that some uh, people can trigger others, or situations can trigger others, okay, to put them in a dark place. But everybody is still responsible for how they handle that, and for their own mental health, like I said, how they handle it, how they cope. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But for you to put that on somebody and say they are the reason that I'm going to do something and put it so publicly, they have every right, in my opinion, to talk about it. We might come back to that here in a bit. Now, here's the problem that I have with all of this, okay? Now, I've always said that I have no beef in all these wars going on. I don't. I talk about behaviors that I see. No matter if people agree with me or not, these are some things that I see. Some things are facts. Some things are just my opinion. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me. But what what I see is that CJ had a falling out with a community or people that she was with, and I don't even know why. Okay, people have falling outs all the time, and CJ has had plenty of falling outs with uh, communities or whatever. That happens. And CJ decided to go to a different community. Now, this community that CJ went to, and this is, I've said it many times, it's such a bizarre behavior, all the flip-flopping, even though, it happens. Not that long ago, and when I say not that long ago, we're talking, what, less than a month, was very mean to CJ, okay? Very vile, very making memes. We've seen those memes, right? One making a meme, and it was just found out. I mean, really ironic that people were upset that somebody posted. Well, that was a meme on somebody else. I'm sorry. They got upset that it was posted. It was somebody else in this community, but we'll talk about that a little bit later, that did almost the same thing that CJ did, but it showed them, it was kind of a unliving meme, right? And everybody was, on that side was upset, not with the person who made the meme, but with somebody that showed the meme, and I guess they weren't sure who actually made it to begin with. I mean, come on. Be mad at the person who made such a disgusting meme. the queen of memes. And I'm going to say this. The memes that you guys make are disgusting. Well, I should say childish, but they're disgusting. You guys are nothing but bullies. I mean, ask your children. Seriously, if you feel that confident about your memes, if you feel that comfortable with the memes that you make, why not go to your children, to their friends, right? If you have children that are in middle school, high school, maybe to their teachers and say, hey, I'm on YouTube, I'm in this drama circle, and I made these memes about these people. What do you think of it? I bet you wouldn't, because you'd be very embarrassed. And they would all label you a bully, right? They would. I bet you're not really you're only proud of those memes on YouTube. And when I say these memes, I'm talking about all of them. All of these memes that when you guys are making fun of people, of everybody in this drama circle, they're gross. Okay? They are bullying. You are all bullies that do these memes. I mean, if you're proud of them, you're proud of them. But the thing is, it's not okay when it's done to you, right? It's not okay if it's done to a friend of yours. Then you're upset. But if it's done on someone you don't like, then you won't say a word about it, or you think it's hilarious. So, I mean, it's childish. But these people, and I seen this with my own eyes, when it came to CJ, they were body shaming CJ. Now, these are her new friends. Body shaming, calling her really gross things, making memes on her. And, but now she had a falling out with somebody, so she immediately went over to that community, the same people that did this to her, the same people. And I also seen this with my own eyes and heard it. She said, and she put it in chats, that these same people were putting her in a dark place. They were messing with her mental health. But now she's great friends with them. Now, people want to say all the time, well, I've made amends and now we're, BFFs, and I can forgive, and yada yada. Okay, I get it. You can make peace, you can move on, but to change, and I've said this many times, to change your morals, to change your beliefs, to just let people in your circle that was horrible to you, knowing how people flip-flop. No, things do not turn in real life overnight. It doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't, okay? There's motive behind it. We're not even going to get into that. We're going to get into that in another video when I talk about cult-like behavior and the need to belong. But moving on. So CJ wasn't doing much on her own videos, or her own channel, I'm sorry. But she was panel hopping. She was going from one video or one channel to another. And the thing is, there is a lot of people in that community that are creators that have channels where they go live on. Okay, so she was hopping up on panels, and she was participating in going at other people. And this is where this is where people have issues. And you see this a lot as well. You do. Um, People will talk about others, right? Um, they participate in this drama. I mean, this is the drama circle. Um, in my opinion, they go a little bit too low with just the normal clapback. Uh, but they will, whatever the topic is, they participate in it. They talk about others, and these other people might not talk about this person at all. And I seen this with CJ as well. She's just going with the flow to fit in, right? To fit in with the topic. And talking about others, talking about their looks. Some people were talking about CJ here and there. Uh, some people weren't at all. But she was participating and sometimes even starting the conversation, uh, talking about their health, their private areas, some of the living arrangements, just really talking nasty talk. And sometimes some people might address her back, some people didn't address her back. And she would go from panel to panel. She was, for the last couple of weeks, all these people that go live continuously, she was just hopping up all over the place in chats. And then if somebody would go back after, CJ and say something, then and she's not the only one. Let me back that up. CJ's not the only one. There's other people that do the same thing. They're going from panel to panel to panel, live after live after live, talking about people. And like I said, even if people aren't talking about them, or they're defending their friends, right? If somebody has a beef with their friends, they're defending them, even if it's not their war. And they're going hardcore at somebody. And then after they go for a while, if that person claps back at them, then some people are like, I can't handle this. You guys are pushing me. I can't sleep. I can't eat. You're pushing me to have a mental break. You're wishing me to want to unlive myself. You're doing this and you're doing that. While they have been going from panel to panel to panel, doing lives, right? Saying the most vile and disgusting things about others, or doing community post after community post, talking about this person, that person, this person, that person. But then bringing out, in my opinion, I will say it, bringing out the mental health card. I mean, come on. You are being a bully to other people too. And then you are using that. And there's a lot of people in this drama circle that has already put out that they have mental health issues of some sort, right? But you are using that to get your people to bring up lives and say, leave this person alone. Leave this person alone. They're having a mental break, or they're under so much stress, and yada yada yada, when they are causing a lot of that stress on themselves for doing what they're doing on YouTube. It's just, it's the most bizarre behavior. A bully is getting a little bit of a bull, another, I don't know. A bully is being bullied a little bit because there's a lot of bullying going on, okay? Or getting that clap back. Yes, you have to have some tough skin to be in this drama circle. But you cannot expect to go from panel to panel and talk shit about others, especially talking about some, really personal stuff, right? Um, that really doesn't even concern you. It's not your fight. Talking about, like I said, some really personal stuff to maybe defend your friend or uh, talking about somebody's personal information, maybe saying they faked something when you don't have their medical records. Who's to say that you're not faking everything that you put out and said that you got going on with you, right? You've put out, and I'm just saying this in general to anybody, some people have put out that they've had issues, right? But they didn't put out their medical records. But they say, this is what's wrong with me. But they want to call others fakers. It's nobody's business, really, what anybody's medical stuff is. But unless you have it, right? Their records in your hand, you have no idea. And for you to say that they're faking anything, except someone that actually came out and said, yes, I faked it for whatever reason, okay? But unless you have their record in your hand, you have no clue. And for you to put out that they're faking it and you know they did, well, we could say the same about everything that you have said, right? That is wrong with you. But see, I don't do that. I would hope that when people say that, I have this, that they're not a liar. I mean, I try to be that way, but we do have a lot of liars in this drama circle. You catch them on the daily, okay? You do. But back to this. So, I guess CJ had a breaking point, okay? And like I said, you cannot go and bully people daily, all day long, and talk about them and degrade them and then say I'm a victim because they clapped back at me or they said something about me one or two times, or people are in chat talking about me now because I'm talking about them all day and all night long. But this video that she put out, she did that publicly, right, on YouTube for everybody to see and for the people that she named to see. So people are going to talk about it. And there is, I do have to say, and there is, I 100% that whatever they're saying is a window is not, that's another room, okay? Because there is talk that she pre-recorded this, okay? And to me, that is definitely another room. CJ said that she came live the next day after this happened and said that it was her kitchen. Definitely another room, not a window, because some people are saying it was during the day when she put it out. But I did see, and some people say they have proof that they got a notification that it was done the day before and that she accidentally went live with it and then it was taken down before she actually put this up. Now, I did see a screenshot where somebody sent somebody else a message, and it said, CJ has a live going up, or had a live going up. I'm not saying this word for word. With the same name title or whatever it was, or this name title, and then she took it down. Okay, and the time on it that this person put was before this live that CJ put out. But anyways, I'm not going to get into all that, okay? Is it important? Yeah, it is, kinda, because if it was pre-recorded, then that really shows big time manipulation, okay? It really does. But some people say that they have proof on that. If they have the proof, then they do need to put it out, okay? If they don't have the proof, then they need to just back off of that and stop saying it. Put your proof out or zip it, I guess. CJ showed her StreamYard, I guess, and said, see, it was never on there. You can delete stuff from your StreamYard. So that's really not showing proof. So like I said, if people have proof of that, they need to put it out there to show that the notification was up there the day before and, clear that up. If not, then if they don't have the proof, then, like I said, just zip it on that and leave it go. And some want to say, well, why is it important? Because then that shows big time manipulation, that it was a pre-recorded the day before it even happened. And, people should not tolerate someone doing that in this drama circle. Not pre-recorded stuff like that. I mean, that's just not right, okay? But moving on from that. Now, she did, like I said, name, I think, 3 names. I'm not going to say the names that she named on who was going to make her do this. And I think she said their full legal name from what people said. And she did come back on live, or she did a video the next day, and she did apologize. But there's always a but with some people. And apology does not mean anything if there's a but or an excuse. And she did mention and say that they're liars or whatever. Now, she apologized to the community. She apologized for naming the names and stuff. But to me, I don't know. It was a. I believe she looked broken. She looked hurt. And a lot of people that she's friends with are saying that. She's broken. She's hurt. She's going to take a break. And then she was showing her proof. Now, I'm sorry. If you had a mental break and you did what you did on camera, you log off. You don't have to show proof to anybody until you are well enough to come back on this platform that's fake, okay? Nobody is worth it, and nobody matters. None of these people matter. What's more important is your mental health, and the people that do matter, family, real life family, real life friends, or even the good friends on YouTube, should have said, no, they don't matter. Um, stay off, stay off YouTube. Uh, stay, you can show your proof at another time. These people have no effect on you. They shouldn't have an effect on you. Who cares? Who are they? They're not paying your bills. I mean, most of them live out of the country, you know. You're never going to meet them in real life. They're nothing to you. You can show your proof if you want to when you are feeling better, when you're feeling better about yourself. But she had to do that immediately. Come back right on YouTube because it was more important. Now, I know that it would never happen, but if I would ever do something like that on YouTube, my children, even though they live in a different state, would make that trip to where I'm at, and my real life friends would be over at my house, and they would be taking my electronics away, okay, and not allowing me to get on YouTube to make it stress me out like that. If they ever found out that that ever happened. And YouTube was the cause of it, but I mean, like I said, it would never happen. But again, CJ is a grown adult, so I get it. You can only tell somebody, don't do this, you know, you shouldn't do this. And then, she could do what she's going to do. But that's kind of telling when YouTube is more important and people that don't matter is more important than your own mental health. And proving something is more important than your own mental health. I mean, that's just bizarre to me. But anyways, we have people that, like I said, the people that she mentioned, they, in my opinion, they had every right to confront this, okay? And I listened to a little bit, just a little bit of one, and she did say, I hope she is okay before she got upset about it. And yes, people do have a right to be upset when they are mentioned. Like I said before, it's a big burden to carry, especially if somebody did follow through with this. That's something that you got to carry for the rest of your life, right? And if they don't follow through with it, and you have a bunch of people on YouTube that are down your throat blaming you, no, that's not okay. And you guys have to bear with me too, because I know I'm like all over the place. It's like really early in the morning. But I don't go by scripts. I've said that before. I don't have anything in front of me, and I'm just talking to myself. So, and I do lose my train of thought. And this happened, days ago, and I'm just now doing the video. So I'm trying to remember everything that I wanted to say. And sometimes it just doesn't come out. Like when I was going to do this video, I wanted to do this video sooner, but I also wanted to give it time. So anyways, now the other side, okay, her community, they're pissed off because they say other people are talking about it. And I think some are. I mean, I don't see everything. Of course not. I don't. And channels pop up all the time, new channels and such. I don't see that many people on the quote dark side. I think that's what they call it, the dark side, other side of the tracks. Um, I've seen a couple of lives done, but they are the ones that have been going live continuously about this. And they say it's in support of CJ, but they have been talking negatively, get that out right, about the people that CJ mentioned, right? Dogging them, well, and dogging others, but basically uh, really trashing some people. But they're the ones that sparked up live after live after live community post and has been, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was a whole lot of support of CJ. Um, but to keep it going, in my opinion, for content. And yes, I'm talking about it now in this video. This will be the one and only video that I address the CJ issue. Okay, I did it with I think with one other creator when it happened. I don't know, it was a while ago. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I won't do another video on this one time. And that's it, to talk about it. But they have sparked up live after live after live after live, one after another after another. And they might say, well, she's our friend, so we have every right to. Well, yeah, I guess so. But the thing is you keep doing it over and over and over again, bringing up the wounds and the hurt and talking about the same thing over and over and over again. But it's content, right? But they're saying that other people are using it for content. Well, it's because you keep bringing it up and trashing other people. So, of course, other people are going to retaliate and come and clap back. That's how it works in this drama circle, right? They have a right to clap back at what you're talking about. And unfortunately, when you bring CJ up in it, they're going to bring CJ back up into it too. So if you support CJ and CJ's your friend, the best thing you can do is just leave it alone for a while, right? So CJ is not brought up in it. I mean, that would be like logical. I don't know. But anyways, I had to put that on pause for just a second, so I'm going to lose my train of thought here. Or I did lose my train of thought. Anyways, so the thing is, I'm watching my dog try to jump on the couch. I'm sorry. He was being silly. Um, he's little, so to see him jump on the couch, normally I'd just get up and help him here. So, okay, back to the video. The little things that make you smile and laugh, okay? I think we all have seen this all go down before, and we're going to talk about it too. This happened before. Now, a lot of people want to say, no, it was totally different, okay? Not that long ago. It was pretty close to the same situation. A little bit different. But it happened in front of our eyes, a lot of us, right? And that is what happened with Sally Ann. I did actually see that unfold. Now, Sally Ann, I don't even know. I know she was friends with CJ at the time. I don't know whose community she was in. Um, I was watching her crafts and stuff. I mean, I don't see her craft much anymore. But I really don't know who, like I said, I don't know whose community she was really in. Not the community she's with now. I know that because she, when this all went down with Sally Ann, we all know that a lot of it had to do with Mrs. P, and look how that went. Okay. I mean, I did a video about that before that, in my opinion, Mrs. P caused a lot of people to have falling outs. Friends, right? Friends to have falling outs. And now look, I mean, it's just so bizarre. But Sally Ann was under the influence, okay? She's also put out there herself that she has mental health issues. And on this particular, I don't even remember if it was day or night. I think it was night, at least where I'm at. And she was having a break, and she was let me back it up. Her trigger at the time was Robbie and Lycan. Well, especially Lycan. And yes, you are hearing my dog do his usual hack, and bless his heart, he's an old man. But Lycan would not leave her alone. Okay? Now, we're going to back this up just a little bit. We're going to back it up a little bit. But like I said, we did see this play out and this happen. And the reason why I'm saying we're going to back it up a little bit, like I said, I don't have notes or anything in front of me. But I was listening the other day to MKB. That's what it was. I wasn't looking at chat. It was just on my phone. It was Broken and MKB, their video. And I had my phone laying down. I was doing something around the house. And they did not know what happened. They had no clue what happened with CJ. Now, some people, believe it or not, they're not on the tubes all day, and they don't know what goes down. Some people are, and they have no idea. Now, there'll be lots of times, because I don't get a chance to catch a lot of lives, and I am not on all the time. I mean, I work, and I do things outside of the home. Sometimes I have no idea for like a day or two what actually is happening, because I'll go catch a replay of stuff, and I have no idea. And then it's like, oh, okay, so this happened or that happened, or I will go look at things, because I do talk about behaviors. That's part of what I do with my channel. But some people, they did not know, and they're like, what happened? This is what they were talking about. What happened? And I guess some people, like I said, I wasn't going to chat and say anything or whatever, because I did not see the live. I've already stated that with CJ. I did not see it go down. And according to both sides, okay, like I said it before, like there has to be sides. According to both sides, what happened in that video is identical. They're not, no one's lying about what happened, okay? What is up for debate is if it was pre-recorded or, maybe faked. That's what's up for debate, okay? But what happened is not up for debate. Both sides are saying the same exact thing on what CJ did, okay? and what she said. Um, but Mama Knows Best and Broken Justice, they were not saying anything bad about CJ at all. Now, CJ used to come into their chat and up on panel, and this is when she was friends still with Granny. And Granny had a few issues with Mama Knows Best and Broken Justice, but CJ would still go over there and go up on panel and stuff. And she was friends with the ladies, right? And there was no falling out between CJ and those ladies at all. So, as far as they're concerned, I would think they still think, we're still okay, we're still cool, because there's never been a falling out. But they have to understand that CJ is now part of the Legion family. So they can't be friends, because that was already stated before. Nobody in the family comes over anymore to their chat and is friendly with them like they used to, right? And CJ, since she started going over there and participating, she has not been on their panel, and she has not been over there anymore talking to her friends, even though they didn't have a falling out or anything like that. She doesn't talk to MKB or Broken Justice anymore, or go up on their panel or anything like that. Why? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But so they were just asking, well, what happened? Like I said, I don't know what the chat was saying. But you hear Broken Justice saying something about this Trisha coming in, and we know Trisha is with the Legion family. That's weird saying that. Over with that community. And apparently she's coming in hot and heavy, all caps, demanding a link to come up and tell the truth. Now, I don't know what the truth can be, because the truth has been said on both sides, right? Of what happened. Now, could it be because some people were saying that it was faked or pre-recorded? Maybe that was it or whatever. But at this point, until, who cares? That's not the point. The point is it happened the same way. That's what Mama Knows Best and Broken wanted to know, is what happened. So, and, oh, I did want to say, because I know Kim was saying about, notifications. Like I said, I'm all over the place, but that's all right. On notifications, that she didn't get a notification, and she always gets notifications for CJ and yada yada yada. We all know that that's a bunch of BS, okay? Sometimes we don't get notifications. I don't, on people I'm sub to, and you hear it all the time. I didn't get a notification that you were going live. So that doesn't mean jack either, okay? Just saying. But Broken said to Trisha, she's like, you're not going to speak to me that way. I don't know what Trisha was saying in chat. I don't know. But you are not coming up on my chat. You are not going to speak to me that way. Go back over there to your own community, yada, yada, yada. Go back over there, okay? I'm not letting you up. It's her channel. If somebody comes over there that doesn't come over there, right? They're not allowed to come over there. They were told, don't go over there anymore. They don't go over there, and they are demanding, in all caps, drop a link, let me up, so I can tell you what happened. The channel holder has every right to deny you that privilege. right? And her people are saying that Broken Justice and Mama Knows Best should have let her up to tell the truth. That's all, that they did her wrong. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. No, they had every right not to let her up because she never comes over there. She was told not to. She's not part of their friendship anymore. She decided not to be because she was told not to be. They say that they made their own decision not to be, but no, they were told not to be. Okay? That's what I have seen. That's what I've heard with my own ears. They were told not to go over there anymore. But when you demand someone to let you up and you come in a-blazing, it is what it is. Now, Trisha could be really good friends with CJ, but again, like I said it before, you cannot go from panel to panel to panel to panel degrading people, right? Or participating in it. And then if they clap back, then not get it, expect not to be, or I should say, expect everybody to be quiet and just allow you to bully and keep going after them and keep talking about personal stuff and their private areas, and which a lot of people like to talk about in this drama circle, which is kind of gross anyways too. But you can't expect for people just to not say a word when you are doing this. And then, like I said before, cry about my mental health is suffering, leave me alone, keep my name out of your mouth. And that's what her community is saying right now about CJ. Keep CJ's name out of your mouth. We heard Kim, well, we'll say that in a minute. So as soon as the lady said, you're not coming up, then Trisha went live. She sparked up a live, going off because they wouldn't let her up on panel. And basically saying that they were talking shit about CJ. And that's a lie, Trisha. Now, I stopped listening to MKB, and that's how I went over and started listening to Trisha, which, I don't listen to Trisha. I haven't went and listened to Trisha. Tarot with Trisha, I think that's her name. Like I said, all these new people, well, I don't even think she's new. She belonged to Natasha's community, I think, to begin with. There is so many channels now. It's hard to keep up, okay? But she sparked up this live, and she was mad that they wouldn't let her come up. And like I said, I don't know what was being said in chat, okay? But those ladies weren't saying anything bad about CJ. They just wanted to know what happened. And they were getting the story by their own people. Okay? It might not be the story they were finally told what happened. But it's allowed to be told. This is a drama circle, right? It's a drama circle. And just because you don't want someone else telling the story, sorry. So you have Kim that's making a threat. She always talks about other people making threats and going against TOS. She literally made a threat saying she was going to bring terror on Mama Knows Best and Broken Justice. Now, a lot of these people, I said before, they try to keep their channels as clean as they can because a lot of people are going around striking and trying to take channels down, but, they put their stuff in on other people's channels, maybe putting them in jeopardy. I don't know. And yelling, keep CJ out of your mouth. Well, again, that's not how it happens in this drama circle. okay? And they were just asking what happened. Again, this is a drama circle. And if anybody else, if this somebody else that you did not like would have done this, you guys would have been talking about it until you were blue in the face, okay? On the other side. And you know you would. Don't sit and play, because we're not dumb. So they're going on and on and on and on, and there is some emotion, okay? The same people that talked crap about CJ not that long ago, I mean less than a month, now care about her, and that can happen. I'm not saying that it can't. It very well can. For now, until again there's flip-flopping going on. But then I heard somebody say, you will never see us on this side of the tracks or this side do what they have done. If something like this happens, we wouldn't make a joke about it. We would take it seriously. We wouldn't be sparking up lives. We wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing that. We're not evil like that. We're not this low. Again, I'm not saying this word for word. I don't have it in front of me. But we wouldn't be doing we're not vile like that. We're not nasty like they are. And I'm thinking to myself, and I did make a community post, do you guys have amnesia? Because now we'll get into the Sally Ann. Because we did see this happen, right? What did that community that they're all in now do to Sally Ann? So that's where I left off. Lycan was a trigger for Sally Ann. I said before, people can be a trigger for someone. Situations can be a trigger for someone. And Sally Ann was under the influence. And sometimes when you're under the influence, you will do things that you would normally not do, right? So she kept telling him to leave her alone, just stop pushing me, leave me alone, quit pushing me. And instead of Lycan leaving her alone and just going away, he had to keep poking her and going in her chat. She had a live going, and she, for whatever reason, probably because she was under the influence, let him up on panel. And I think she had like 2 streams going or 2 lives going. I don't know about that. Okay, I think she did. Now, any decent human, if they know that they're a trigger for someone and that person is having a mental break, it's clear that they're upset, they're crying, they're having a mental break, and they're under the influence, they would back down, stay away. They would just stay away. Any decent human would have done that. Lycan didn't. His people were watching this unfold as well, right? He was saying, in a calm voice, basically telling her she was doing it all for attention. She wasn't going to do anything because she basically had those pills, just like what we see with CJ. And she wasn't going to do anything to stop it. She has her friends, who she's no longer friends with. Well, now she's friends with CJ again. I don't know. There's so many falling outs. I don't know who stayed with her and who isn't friends with her anymore, because now she's back in that, or she's in that community now. I have no idea. I can't keep up. But you have people screaming, no, don't. I mean, it was just a mess. It was a mess. You have people asking him to please get down, but people yelling to end the live. But Sally Ann, again, she's under the influence, so she's not thinking clearly. And Lycan just won't jump down and just leave her alone like a decent person would do, right? So after that incident happened, what did they all do? They all sparked up lives after lives after lives, community post after community post. They were all stating that, you know, it was manipulation and making fun of Sally Ann, and that Lycan didn't do anything wrong. And yes, the other side was also making videos too, because they were upset about what Lycan did. And yes, they were putting blame on Lycan. Now, again, you're only responsible for your own mental health. But like I said, any decent human being would have stayed away, right? They would have just, if they knew that they were a trigger, you would have just jumped down and stayed away. That would have been the decent thing to do. But his community made fun of her, made fun of her drinking, said it was all fake. They did all that. And not only that, but they made the slogan, right? Push me, Lycan, with, Lycan, with the accent that she has. And they did the meme that we see, and that was Lindsay. I'm gonna say the name. She did that unliving meme. Now, it might have been done in private and it got put out for people to see. And ironically, Sally Ann is mad at not Lindsay, not the person who made it, but the person that actually showed it. I mean, it should have been put out. It's just gross. It's gross. But they absolutely used all that for content, okay? And they still are using it for content. They sell merch, or I'm sorry, I can't say they. Lycan sells merch. I mean, many of them, I'm sure, bought merch that says "Push me, Lycan," and they use that to this day, making jokes about one of her darkest moments. She even says that it's still one of her darkest moments, right? And they made fun of it. They said it was emotional manipulation. Like I already said, the memes. But yet that side doesn't make fun of unliving. They don't make fun of, they don't joke around about this. I mean, we already seen videos of them. We're not even going to get to talking about the telling other creators to unlive themselves and how to do it, and the excuses, right? Where the community makes excuses for the creator when he has done this to other people. Well, they came at him, so it's okay to tell people to go and live themselves. We're not even going to get there or go there. I'm sorry. But they still to this day use that slogan, sell merch, or he does, and they buy it and make fun of it. Now, Sally Ann is okay with it because now she's in that community. Now, you would think that if you care about somebody, even though they act like they're okay with it, right? You would think that, you know what, now that they're part of this community, we're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to say that anymore. We're just not, because, see, now I noticed that since Country Joe is in that community, that avatar that was Country Joke, that was always there, is gone. So whoever had that avatar, which we can just only guess who it was, decided to get rid of it. But they're not getting rid of that slogan because, see, now it's for profit because they're selling it for merch. But absolutely, they made fun of Sally Ann, went live after live after live, did many of that stuff. They did everything that they just said that they did not do. Because Sally Ann, at the time, they did not like her. She wasn't part of their community. They believed that she was blaming a couple of people that were their friends. Double standards here, right? Now, the difference is with CJ, nobody went on her live, and I don't think she was under the influence, but nobody went over to her and was pushing her buttons like that and going at her like Lycan did Sally Ann. They weren't going at her and just kept going and going and going like what we seen with Sally Ann and Lycan, right? So they totally lied when they said, us on these side of the tracks, we don't do that. Not even to people we don't like. We would never do that and make a joke about it and make fun. We have empathy over here. We care when someone's hurting or when they're having a mental health break. Or if they say that they're going to do this or do that, we wouldn't wish that on our worst enemy. We just wouldn't do that. You guys still are. But, like I said, it's for profit. The merch. You guys buy the merch, right? But since Sally Ann seems like it's okay because she's in the community now, and that doesn't, do you think that maybe deep down that might still bug her, but that need to belong, she just doesn't say anything? Did that ever cross your mind? And she's never going to say it because she's got to fit in somewhere. Probably has never crossed your mind, or people probably just don't care. I don't even know if she's friends with the people she was friends with back there. She might be with her own community. I don't know. Have no idea. I don't even know. I don't even remember when she went to Lycan's community. Have no idea. Didn't even know. It was just like one day I tuned in and she was with that community, and I was really shocked because of what happened. Like I said, in real life, you would never, ever allow people in your circle that put you in such a deep, dark place. Wouldn't happen in real life. You might forgive and move on, but you would never, ever let somebody disrespect you and put you in such a dark place. Just doesn't happen. Not in real life. Not with real friends. Just doesn't happen. So moving along from that, okay, and they did more, but I'm just not going to go into it. We'll be here forever. So then I was listening a little bit last night, okay, and someone else was having a live, and I can't even think of her name, but I was just scrolling through my feed, and Boots' mama was up there, and she's bringing it up again, because MKB, I think, and Broken Justice had a live going on, and we all know that she had a falling out with MKB and Broken, and she's bringing it up about the CJ thing again, right? They need to stop talking about CJ. They need to, they're doing this and they're doing that to CJ. Boots mama, you're lying, okay? They are not talking bad about CJ. And here's the thing. We know that Boots mama listens to everything that MKB or Broken says when they do a live. We know this because she wants to know if they're talking about her. And I've seen comments where she'll say, you know, they're going live, they're talking about me, they're doing this, they're doing that, whatever. So the person that she was on this live panel, she said, what are they saying? And Boots Mama said, well, I don't know. When she asked, you know, what are they saying about CJ? She's like, well, I don't know. And then this person, I think it's Lonnie, she then starts going little berserk, okay, about Mama Knows Best and Broken Justice and on, you know, they better watch it, you know, blah, 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 blah. Because, you know, we're Billy Badasses and we're, you know, we're not going to take you guys dragging our friends and stuff like that. Well, Boots Mama, you know, you could have been honest because, see, if you said they're going on and talking about CJ and stuff, then you could have told them that, you know, the truth, that they just didn't know what happened, but you had to bring up the Trisha again. That you did bring up, but you said, well, I don't know what they're saying. Because that was your way out, right? Um, you couldn't say that they said anything bad because they didn't. They didn't say anything bad about CJ. They didn't say CJ was faking anything. They didn't say CJ was this or that because CJ basically dropped them for no reason. Stopped their friendship basically, you know, hasn't been back in their chat or talked to him since she joined the Legion. Just stop the friendship, you know. They haven't said anything bad. You couldn't say that, couldn't tell the truth. You had to say, well, I don't know, just to stir the drama, right? Just to stir it, to get some more shit talk on MKB and Broken Justice. And then you said, well, Trisha went over there and it was wrong. Like I said, I'm not saying this word for word because we know you all like to, and when I say you all, I mean this whole drama circle like to twist things. And, well, that's not exactly what I said. Again, I don't have notes in front of me like some people do. Don't have time for that. But you didn't say, or you were saying that Trisha went over there and she was going to tell them the truth and they didn't let her up, and that's just so wrong. What's wrong with it? What is so wrong with it? And then, you know, bringing up that Trisha, again, gave MKB $150, I think it was, donation or whatever with all that Tucker situation. Well, here's the thing. Mama Knows Best gave back everybody's money that asked for it back. If Trisha wanted her money back at that time, I mean, in my opinion, time has went by. It's a little too late now. But if she wanted it back then, she could have asked for it and got it back, right? And it was nice of her to donate what she did. But you can't hold that over someone's head forever, all right? You just can't. But the thing is Trisha left and stopped the friendship and didn't want to be friends with them anymore. And Broken Justice had every right to say, you're not coming up on my panel. You left here, my community, and didn't want to be here. Not because of anything I did. I didn't do anything. And now you want to come in blazing. And you can hear that we are not talking bad about CJ. We're just asking what happened. And our people in our community are letting us know what happened. We don't need someone on the outside coming in telling us that isn't a part of our community. We'll hear it. So, no, they did not have to let Trisha up on the panel. And you said that was so wrong. That was so wrong. Well, that's kind of like, we're just going to throw it out there. If Natasha or Granny comes in a blazing on Trisha's community, comes in there on her channel, I'm sorry, if something happened like over in their community that you guys hear about, that's, something awful happens. And they come over a blazing and puts in all caps that and demands to come up on their panel. And they say, no, we're not letting you up on panel. They have every right to tell Granny or to tell Natasha, no, you're not coming up on panel. You're not part of our community, right? That's the same scenario here. In my opinion, you're just trying to stir the shit pot because nothing bad was said about CJ over there by Broken Justice or Mama Knows Best. So now you guys are going around, and I've heard it here and there, trashing the ladies, saying that they're talking bad about CJ. And people are saying, you better stop, keep CJ's name out of your mouth, and yada, yada, yada. Okay? Or we're going to do this and we're going to do that. You guys aren't going to do squat, okay? Like I said, you're Billy Badasses on the internet. This is a drama circle. CJ put this out for the public to see for a reason. For a reason. She did a live and named names for a reason. She wanted everybody to see it. Of course, they're going to discuss it, okay? They're going to talk about it. And the ones she named, like I said, in my opinion, have every reason to address it and say, you're not putting that on me. Now, I don't believe that CJ should be harassed. I believe she should have time to heal. Okay? I don't believe anybody should be harassed. But some people do not know how to adult. And they're going to do it anyways. Now, before I end this, I do want to say, no matter how many times someone might say that they're going to do this, self-harm, unalive, you need to take it seriously, okay? Even though you might think that they're just doing it for attention, it might be fake. You just never know. You never know. I already shared my story last year when my ex took his life in front of my children. For years, he talked about it. Said he was going to do it. And I thought, he's doing it for attention. He's doing it to get what he wants. He was afraid to die. I never in a million years thought he would do it. And he did. He did. I had a friend 2 summers ago. I've also talked about this. A long time ago, I talked about it. It'll be 2 summers. I believe it was August. It'll be two years ago, August. Who was on Facebook Live. He was someone else that suffered from some severe depression. And he said he was in his vehicle and he said he was going to end it. And he talked about unliving multiple times. I went to high school with him. And I've stated before, I have a large circle of friends. A lot of us go back since high school. We do multiple get-togethers, big um, chili parties, uh, big get-togethers, cookouts, and stuff throughout the year. And he was one of them that would come. He's been to my house many, many times. We would talk on the phone about some of his issues. Never in a million years did we think, my friends and I think, that he would do anything because he talked about it all the time. And thank God he did not do anything on that live. He shut the live down before he did it because his children were on that live on the chat. But he did do it. I know they say the people that talk about it are normally the ones that you don't have to worry about doing it. That's not always the case. Yes, a lot of times people that talk about it are just reaching for attention or reaching for help. But it's not always the case. Not always. It wasn't, at least for these two that I'm talking about in my life, that it happened to. And then I had a friend in high school. He was my best friend. I do have, like I said, a large circle of friends, and I have several best friends. In high school, he was one of my male best friends. And after Desert Storm, a couple of months after he got back, he took his life. And he never, ever talked about it. He never acted depressed. He was a very, very happy man. Very good looking. Never showed any signs of depression. Now, we did talk about some things that happened over there when he was deployed. I talked with I'm friends with his mother on Facebook and his biological father. And because he has a stepfather as well. And I say biological father. The reason why I say that is he did not meet his father until late in life, his biological father. But, and I've been friends with his sister since junior high school. And I'm friends with her. But we sit and we share stories, and we're trying to, because there was nothing, there was no note, there was no signs, there was absolutely nothing. Nothing. He was visiting his mother, and they were going to have dinner, and he was upstairs, and she called him down for dinner, and she heard the gunshot. And we talk about all the time, could it have been from what he was, going through, or what he went through from being deployed? Because we couldn't think of anything else. And then I felt guilt because I talked him into going into the military. Or I can't say I talked him into it because, he was a grown adult, but he was a little bit lost on, what he wanted to do with his life. And I said, military is great, because he wanted to pursue going to college and going into the medical field afterwards. And I don't know, it's a tough one, because we don't know. So what I'm saying is it's not a joke. It's never a joke, and you should always take it seriously no matter what. No matter how many times it happens. And it can be exhausting. Like I said, I dealt with it with my ex-husband for years. It was exhausting. But it was also a lot of emotional manipulation. Until finally it wasn't. So we do need to take it seriously. But we also do not need to be abused by it. And we do not need people to use, and I see this a lot, they use their mental health against others. That's why I pointed out that when you see people going from panel to panel, or you see them in chat and they are being a bully or participating in other people bullying others, and then if they get clapped back and then they step back and say, whoa, my mental health can't take what you guys are doing to me, but they are part of the problem. They are the ones that are dishing it out. And then they want to use their mental health to say, don't come back at me. You stay quiet. You allow me to bully you. You allow me to say the most horrific things about you. You allow me to participate in the most horrific things about you. But if you say anything about me, nope, I'm having mental issues. That's not right, okay? There's a lot of bullying going on in this drama circle, and we all know it. One of these days, somebody is going to get pushed too far. I'm sorry. Because some people don't have, when I say, like I said before, you can be a trigger. Some people can have a trigger. We have children that get bullied in school and they unalive themselves. Even though you are responsible for your own mental health, some people do not have that coping skills. They don't know how to cope. If you cannot sleep because of YouTube, you can't eat because of YouTube, you cannot log off because this is your life, you have nothing else, then you really need to seek some therapy. You need to seek some help outside of YouTube. If you have to be on here 24/7 because you have nothing else, then something is wrong. If other things are being neglected, because this is more important, and we know how toxic this is, and this cannot be healthy for mental health, physical health, right? You have to have tough skin to be in this drama circle to begin with. And in my opinion, if some people have some serious mental health issues, this place is not healthy. Because some people go very low. And I've seen some people really lose it in this drama circle. And maybe this isn't the place to be if you're suffering that much. There's a real world outside of this drama circle. I mean, you can be here if you want to. Some people have made friends, good friends, but you don't have to be logged on every day, 24/7, and hooked into the drama continuously, the same people, and dragging others. And then cry victim when they come at you. It just doesn't work that way. Now, I'm not going to put any of the numbers Everybody else has put numbers, okay? They have. If you're feeling like you don't want to go on, or that you're pushed too far, or that you need help, people have put those numbers out. There's local numbers. There is help out there. There's places that you can get counseling. Reach out to family members. Reach out to real life friends. Somebody outside of YouTube, okay? Because we see how people flip-flop in this drama circle. Now, I do get it. I do understand. Some people do say that they don't have a support system at all. They don't have anybody outside of YouTube. And they only have a few YouTube people. Now, what makes me wonder is, what did you do before you came to this community? Maybe you can make some new friends in real life, okay? Some people that you can actually go do things with, or they can come over to your house to maybe get you away from this toxic stuff, because that's what it is. It's toxic. But I'm going to go, and I am getting ready. It's actually, the sun is coming up, and I am getting ready to make some ham, egg, and cheese croissants. I got these really big croissants at the bakery. So I am going to attempt to make some of those for breakfast. We'll see how they turn out. And again, this will be my last video talking about CJ, okay? When it comes to this situation. I'm late in the game, but I wanted to give it a few days. And I just didn't have the time to do it. I know I was all over the place. Forgive me for that. And again, you know, be nice to each other. It can't be that hard to say a kind word. I mean, it can't be. Sometimes you got to dig deep down, you know, to say something nice to someone that's rotten to the core. But for someone that's really having it tough, having some mental issues, that they're saying that they're having mental issues, and even if you don't like that person, even if you just reach out and say, hey, I hope things get better, maybe it'll make a difference, maybe it won't, maybe it'll tell you to go F off, but at least you gave it a try, right? So everyone, have a great weekend. I'll see if I can get some videos out, because like I said, I'm really slacking on my videos, and then it's kind of so late in the game when I finally get them out. But everyone have a great weekend, and we'll just talk to you again.